So let's get to the, so when did the issues with you and Jim get started? Mm-hmm.
So that's what you doing, Flip? That's what you doing, G Money?
I mean, let's just talk about it,
What
man.
you wait, hold up. What you mean that's what we doing? What you thought? What you been drinking on, nigga? You forgot what you thought? Yeah. Talking all that shit. I watched it. You talking a lot of shit. You was in the dress in the studio. I watched it today.
I was popping shit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to go that route, but you was calling niggas out the name. You talking about you named them. We gave you was Jimmy. We gave you Jim Jones and all that. Yeah, we heard that. Like, yeah.
Wow. I mean, I ain't really gonna get all in that, but the problems really occur with, like, honestly, it wasn't monetary with Jim. Like, a lot of people don't know why I kind of disappeared from that situation, but for lack of better, and like, not to, Jim knows the personal. It's personal. Like, Jim knows the reason why I removed myself from that situation. Only thing I could say is I didn't appreciate how he handled the stack bundle situation. And me and Stacks is real close. It's a lot of things that I knew that was going on. A lot of things I felt like he could have prevented, and I feel like he didn't handle his situation the right way, pre and post his death. So
wait, hold up.
Wow.
Oh. So time out. So let's slow down here because that kind of caught me by surprise. So that was the personal reason, or you said that the reason that you started messing with Jim is personal? So you
no, I mean, I'm not gonna go into detail of the like what about that situation, but pretty much, yeah, like,
okay, so
it wasn't about no money or nothing. Money, you can get money back. I can't get my nigga. I can't get him back. Like it wasn't never about no money. Like, if that's the case, I'd be shitting on everybody if it was, because I never got paid for nothing that I did, and I still was doing records, and I could have been a real bitch and sued niggas, because everything that I've done is copyrighted. Like, I own that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm the first person who owns Gift From Around Me. I never got no royalties off that. I'm the first person who copywrote and trademarked What You Been Drinking On, way before Puff got on it, and I could have sued niggas like for that, for using my name and likeness, and I never did, because I'm like, yo, like, they gave me an opportunity. I ain't even gonna take that type of whole ass route like that. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for, you know what I mean, you recognize me from being with Dipset or being a part of, Jim's situation. So I wasn't gonna go that route. You feel me? It's just, when that happened, I couldn't really vibe with homie like that no more.
But wait, I have to stop you. Sorry, I have to. So now knowing both of them, I knew Stack longer, knowing both of them, what I remember is that, first of all, I didn't know, I'm not going to sit here and act like I knew the inside as far as the business dealing pertaining to Stack and Jim. I won't do that. But I did remember hearing that Jim asked Stack to move from Far Rock and live in Jersey.
That's a lie.
Hold on. I did remember hearing that, and not from Jim. From what I know about Stack personally, whether you speak to Bino or whatever, he loved Far Rockaway. So, and if you know him, he'll tell you he loved Far Rockaway.
Yeah, he loved Far Rockaway, but at that point in time, he was trying to get out of Far Rock. I know that personally for a fact myself.
You know that personally for a fact?
I know that personally.
At that point in time that he was trying to get out?
He was going through issues, and he was reaching out to niggas to help him get out of that situation. You see what I'm saying? So,
what, street issues?
Yeah, he's having street issues. You know what time it was, Flip?
No, hold up. So come on, we ain't doing no conspiracy things here, man.
Nah, it ain't no conspiracy.
Hold on, we ain't doing no conspiracy. I gotta separate the cups. We ain't doing no conspiracy things here. With all due respect, if he did reach out, not reached out, because when Stack was going through something, I met M.A. and Stack by King's Plaza. I don't need to get into that. But, so that probably was the time he was going through something. But what happened with him, because, people try to equate it with the whole Jim thing. It's two separate situations.
Nah, I'm not saying no Jim, like, had nothing, like, to do as
No,
far
I know,
as,
hold on, but allow me. I know you're not saying that, and I'm happy you said that. What I'm saying is that, from what I know personally, I didn't know he called Jim about that. I know that, anytime he needed something, he called niggas in the hood.
Yeah, Stacks wasn't the type of nigga that's gonna run and be on no niggas' dicks just because, like Stack, he was really in a situation where when he reached out for help, he really needed help.
Okay.
Stack wasn't no type of nigga that's going, he never had his hand out to Jim for nothing. You see what I'm saying? He always went and got his own. Like, Stacks is a man of his own. He was a very manly man. He took care of his family. He took care of his team. Like, he was the head honcho. You see what I'm saying? So he he reached out to Jim during his last days because he really he was running out of options. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to say. So it wasn't no.
And you remember being there, hearing that.
I talked to Stacks every day. I knew play for play kind of what was, what the issue was. Like, even when he went on tour, he expressed the reason why he was going on. Jim was paying niggas $150 on tour. You see what I'm saying? Per show.
Dominican Republic and all that stuff.
Yeah, all that. Like, but I'm just saying, it was like niggas never really tripped on that because we was all loyal to Jim. See, we loved Jim. You know what I mean? Like, we felt like he was giving us an opportunity. So we wasn't really tripping about the money, but saying homie was in a situation where, shit got funky. You know what I mean? And he reached out to niggas. You feel me? Like, I know for a fact, like, this is not something that, I ain't trying to get all the way.
No, whoa. Ain't no escaping. No. Waiting to exhale, nigga. This ain't. Who's waiting to? Is that a group? Hold on. So, your thing is, and let me paraphrase. So, because I didn't know that part, so I'm not gonna act like I did. I didn't know a part where he was going through something as far as like he reached out to either Webb or myself, and met up with them, and so I don't know the part if he reached out to Jim. I know what.
I know that part though.
Okay, and I give you that. But, unless you're saying that if Jim would have helped Stack, that situation could have been avoided.
You're right. 100%.
Because he left the club that night and he was being
he went
watched.
He went to go see niggas before he went to that club though. He came to Quad Studios that night.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's what I'm saying.
I don't say it's a lot I don't know. Don't say it's a lot because it's a lot I do know. Don't say it's a lot I don't know. I don't know the beforehand, but I know he was being watched.
Yeah.
And what happened. I mean, I'm gonna respect my homies. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
Well, no, not because of you. Slow down.
I know.
You get it. You get it. You about to get it.
Oh.
But I'm about to respect my homies because I don't want to put. It's more about Bino and the people that I don't want to put niggas in a situation.
Bino know what time it is too.
Bino do, of course. Bino know what time it is, but put niggas in a situation. You know what I mean? Well, I think I think. Me personally, I think that the streets know what's going on as far as that situation is concerned. And in my opinion, I didn't know the things beforehand. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't know before. I didn't know he reached out. I didn't know all that situation. But what I do know is that.
And Stacks was trying to get out the hood though. Flip Stack, that's another issue. Like, people portray it like, oh, he wanted to stay in the hood. I don't know what one nigga that want to stay in the hood when they broke.
Because that's what he divulged. Or that's what he said. So he, and let's just, that's what he said. That's
Stacks was trying to go to Jersey, but he wanted to live in Jersey by himself. He didn't want to live in Jersey with no group family type stuff. Stacks was his own man. See what I'm saying?
That's what the disconnect. Because I remember the Jersey conversation.
Nah, he wanted to go. He wanted to move to Jersey. He just didn't want to move.
But Jim wanted him to move with them.
I mean, it was like a situation where he wanted him to have a roommate. Stacks was just like, I'm a grown ass man. Yeah. I've been on my own since I was 16.
That's true.
I mean? Like, so
you're saying facts.
So what I'm look like living with another person for? You see what I'm saying? The money that he was asking for wasn't like no real big, huge money.
No, I understand.
It was accessible at the time. So.
But this is what I'm gonna say, and we're gonna move on as far as that. Is that I never equated, because people used to try to equate it, blame Jim, and the reason why I never blamed Jim is because of, some Far Rock shit that was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm not.
So I
never
looked at Jim towards in that direction at all.
Nah, it wasn't. I'm not saying that he is the person who harmed Stacks.
No, he didn't harm Stacks. But I'm saying
that.
that I still ain't blame him because it was some Far Rock shit. But you're saying the overall situation is that if he would have helped them when he asked for help, Stack wouldn't have been in that situation in the first place. Because we can't say if Jim would have helped him, he wouldn't have went to that club that night and followed.
I just feel like I just feel like if you got artists who helped you make millions of dollars, see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta understand that Jim was in a very powerful position due to the fact of the type of music that he was making. That music came from Max Stacks and, you know, myself. You see
That's
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying? So it's like you're on Koch Records, but they're treating you like you're a major artist. Like, you're shooting your videos is millions of dollars. Like, they gave you $1 million contract on Koch after, you know, we came to the situation. So, and you got one of the biggest records in the country, balling. You see what I'm saying? That was the biggest record, and they playing your shit on the Giants. Stacks is responsible for this biggest record. So if I see if I'm a label executive, you see what I'm saying? And I see my artist, and my artist comes to me and like, yo, or I just could see it like, yo, they shot up my Porsche, they did this, and that. I'm like, what? Where you living? Nah, you got to get the hell out of there. You see what I'm saying? Because, one, you're my artist. It makes me look crazy that I'm living over here and you living over there. And then two, it's like, you my money source. So I'm going to pull you out of there, even if it was lack of better, if you don't really fuck with me like that, you a businessman. You fuck with this is how you get into the bag, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm going to get you out of there regardless. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to have you in a situation, because Far Rock, where I dropped Stacks off that day, when he came off a tour, it was one way in and one way out, where he lived. And that's when he was telling me, like, yo, sis, it's funky, da-da-da-da. I'm like, bro, you got to get out of here. Like, it's crazy. Like, you can't, because I lived in Long Island, Hempstead. So it was a very different dynamic. So what I'm saying is, if you're the leader, we looked at you as a leader, you don't leave the people who, you know what I mean, helped you get to where you at out like that. I don't I don't care. Like, it's niggas that's for way less taking niggas out of their situation and put them in a better situation. So my thing is, me personally, how I would have handled it, because like, I'm not here to bash Jim or none of that. Like, I don't know the type of man Jim is now. I haven't spoken to Jim in years since Stacks died. You see what I'm saying? So at that time, you know, if one of my artists come to me, or I see like it's an issue, I'm getting them the hell away from that issue. Point blank, period. I'm not gonna wait till it's too late. You know what I mean? And niggas be like, now my conscience is fucking with me because I could have helped. No, I'm getting you the fuck out of there right now. Like, what you mean, nigga shot your Porsche up? Man, nigga, come on, let's
But
go.
who goes to say that even if he would have got Stack, who goes to say that Stack, when I went to the club that night, been followed that night, and had the drop on him that night? Who goes to say that would have changed?
Don't go to say it wouldn't change, but you wouldn't
So you
be in
can't-
the
you
hot
would-
seat. Like, I know what led up to what Stack said to him prior to him going to the club that same night. You see what I'm saying? I know what led up to that situation. Like, so, and y'all don't know that. People think I just left Dipset maybe because of money or whatever. That's not the reason why. Like, I just could not be a part of a certain, that was like my brother for real. You see what I'm saying? And I didn't agree with it. I couldn't even look at niggas the same way no more. Because you, like, one, you making it like, Stacks ain't want to be in there. He loved his hood, but he was trying to get out the hood too. See what I'm saying? So you're making it like, I'm trying to tell him to go, but he just wanted to stay there. Nah, man told you, he came to you, you know what I mean? Like, won't. Like, nah, it's not the case. Like, people out here like 50 say, like, question, like, oh, why is he still in the hood and da-da-da-da-da? And you try to divert it to make this man look like he's some wild-ass nigga just running around. Stacks wasn't like that. That's not the version of Stacks I seen. That nigga's
Well, I don't know who said that. Nobody said. Who said that?
Yeah, he was like, on the interviews, like, they was trying to understand why was he still even in the hood. People, you know what I mean? And it made it like he wanted to be in the hood. Like this is what I'm trying to get him out the hood, but he keep going back there. Like, that's a grown man. I can't make him go back there. And that's not the 100% case. See what I'm saying?
But that have to be, that's a certain percent of the case. That is a certain percent of it. He loved Far Rock. He wanted to be over
He
there.
loved, but he's trying to get out at the end.
We got to agree, disagree. You know more. If you know that, I didn't hear that part. Even by speaking to him personally. But if you said leading up, I know about the situation. Niggas know what's going on. Like, we don't gotta play, weird. And if niggas hear this, they know what's going on. But at the end of the day, I didn't know he went to Jim. You know what I'm saying? I just know that even if Jim got him out the hood, in my opinion, that wouldn't have stopped Stack from picking up his phone. That wouldn't have stopped Stack from seeing. That wouldn't have stopped Stack from it just wouldn't. It wouldn't have.
But he would have did
Unless
his
he wouldn't
part.
have. Unless you're saying that he wouldn't have went back to Redfern. He would have went to
Jersey.
Homie went to the studio and, you know, he let Jim know what it was, like how desperate in a sense he was. You see what I'm saying? Next morning, you know, I guess, you know, because I talked to him, and I'm not going to go into the conversation or whatever, but, you know, he like, fuck it, sis, it is what it is. I'm about to go to the club. He was in a white BMW. He's driving that. He had somebody with him with that remember that white 745 they used to be driving? He was in that. It was downstairs. I remember because I looked out downstairs or whatever, and, you know, he cleared the studio. I think Melly was still in the studio when he was speaking to Jim. We wasn't in there. He came, called me like afterwards or whatever, and he was just, you know, told me what it was. He like, fuck it, sis, I'm about to go to the club. What you want, shit is what it is. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, you sure, bro? And he's like, yeah, meet you in the morning. And 5 o'clock in that morning, I get a call from Kev, like, yo, they got him. Like, I'm sleeping in my bed. I'm like, what you got who? Like, what you talking about? And like, they got Stacks. I'm like, what? Nigga, you tripping. But this same situation, it's like, and I can speak on this because this be like what me and Stacks was talking about. Like, me on tour, he like, yo, sis, niggas shot up the Porsche. That's the only reason why I'm up here. You see what I'm saying? Like, niggas is really trying to get, I'm really beefing with niggas here. So, you know, it like, to hear somebody telling you that pretty much they, like, niggas trying to kill them and then they die, like, that's like a big blow to you. Like, it's like, I had never experienced nothing like that. And it's somebody that's so close, like somebody that you on the road with every single day, you know, laugh with, you know, cry with, you know what I mean? I'm hearing his shit, like I'm hearing his struggles, like what he's saying, like we all broke, we all fucked up. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I didn't live in the hood. My family took me in, Diane and Gert, Corey and them. So we lived like down the street from Hofstra University. It was kind of suburbious. So I didn't have to deal with the same thing, you know. He had, like, them white kids ain't really know who I was like that. I could catch the bus home. It was dangerous, but nobody wasn't trying to kill me. You see what I'm saying? Or nobody wasn't beefing with me. Nobody was jealous of me because it wasn't that type of, you know what I mean, environment. But his situation was totally different. It was like, we on tour, barely could buy sneakers and stuff like that. And he like, yo, you know what I mean? Shit is really, that's the only reason why I'm here. Shit is really funky. You see what I'm saying? We got off a tour. He made several attempts at speaking to homie about certain things because he was supposed to give him something. And he never gave it to him. And he kept putting it off until it was too late. So at the end of the day, you know, at first I tried to deal with, like, Jim a little bit afterwards. But I kept having, like, these dreams about Stacks, like, for 2 weeks straight. Like, vivid dreams. He'd come to me in my dreams. And it's like, I don't really do too well with, like, the deceased, like, after you going and stuff. Like, I'm kind of, like, very kind of scary of that type of stuff. The underworld, overworld, I don't know what you call it. But it was to the point where I couldn't sleep. Because every time I would go to sleep, I would have a dream about him. And I used to, like, be praying. I'd be like, yo, Stacks, what you trying to tell me, my nigga? Like, I never did nothing to you. Like, why are you hunting me? You know what I mean? Like, what's the issue with the whole situation? Like, what's up? Like, and it's one time I was in Miami. They booked me for a show at Sobe. And they put me in the state. They paid for the same room that I was in. Was the same room him and Bino was in when we was in Miami on tour. And I looked and I noticed it because I remember the couch and he was telling me about, like, you know, some artists that he was trying to sign. And I was like, yo, I'm getting the hell out of here. I don't know what's going on, but this is like, nah, something ain't right. And then Yandy had called me. She was like, yo, Jim wants you to come back up here to do the Byrd Gang album cover shoot, the photo shoot. And I'm like, I'm not doing that, Yandy. And she's like, why? I'm like, well, I don't feel comfortable 1 and 2. I'm like, I haven't got paid for nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to, I was aggy at that point. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not trying to go back up there right now. So, you know, we spoke a little bit more, and I told her, like, my real reasons. She, like, you know, write him an email and CC me so he can't say that he didn't get it or whatever, because I keep still having these dreams about Stacks. You know, one time we was in the studio prior to that, and he was just talking to me, and I don't know, I had, like, this weird feeling. When he was talking, he was telling me something about some type of car he was going to try to get, some type of something that he was just saying or whatever. Same type of car he was trying to get Stacks to get. It was a 335 BMW. Stacks was like, yo, this nigga want me to get a 335 BMW. I'm a grown-ass man. I want the Jag. Like, that's a baby mother car. See what I'm saying? We was just talking. And then like after Stacks passed or whatever, like I'm gonna get you the 335, how's your credit, blah 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 blah. And I just looked at him, and it's like, I don't know, I couldn't really fuck with him no more like that. You know what I mean? So I sent him the email. And in the email, I just was like, you know, a lot of people, they ain't, you know, it's not turning out good around your situation. Got niggas out here loving you to death, you know what I mean? And we dropping, you know what I mean? It was other niggas who had went to prison and stuff, you know, that I mentioned too, or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not feeling this, you know. It's been 4 years. I done paid my dues, you know what I mean? I haven't got paid for nothing. And I don't want to be in a situation where, like, something was to happen to me and you go tell my parents, oh, she wanted to be out here. She's wild doing because that's not the case, you know what I mean? I just wanted to do music. So, you know, I wish you the best, but I'm out or whatever. And he pretty much was like, it's a cold world, meaning he's finna blackball me or whatever. And that's how I got into my whole little GT lifestyle in the streets and shit like that, because he made it hard as far as, like, nobody really want, like, he had niggas scared of him at that time. You know what I mean? When he's running around with all them blood niggas and everything. So it was like people, like, it was like a couple people at Def Jam, a lot of people that was like, yo, Jha Jha, you talented, we wanna fuck with you, but we don't want this nigga running up in here smashing our shit up. So, you know what I mean? Like, we could help you, we will, but I can't sign you because I ain't trying to deal with that. And I got tired of that shit. So I just went out and started getting money up to, you know what I mean, push my own self. But you start hustling, you can't do both. So that's why I dropped something, and then it'll take so long for me to drop something else, because I was making money doing that type of stuff. I ain't see no money in the music industry like that. As far as the whole situation with Stacks, once I told him I didn't want to be involved with that no more, the dreams went away. So it was, I haven't had like a dream like that in years, you know what I mean, like from Stacks. So I guess he was trying to tell me something. I'm not sure. I know I haven't had no vivid dreams like that.
What was the contract that he gave you that they broke down? That's two questions. What was the contract, and do you remember, were you there when Max B and him fell out? Do you know the reason why they fell out?
Nah, that's, you could talk about that. Like, Jim offered me to...
Hold on. Real quick, let me say rest in peace to Stack Bundles. You know what I'm saying? Stack Tober. You know what I'm saying? You know, rest in peace to Stack Bundles. And
sure. Rest in peace.
You know what I mean? Said a lot. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, that's what happened on Flip the Script. We get to the nitty gritty. But anyway, the contract, and then, you know, there's two questions. The contract, what was the contract stated? And what do you remember what happened between him and Max?
Yeah, I remember, but the contract just was pretty much, I mean, I can't really fault Jim with the contract that he offered niggas. You know what I mean? I was never mad at him. He actually offered me my contract before he offered Max contract.